some of the drivers have had their first taste of Lotus driving, so let's go over to them and have a quick chat and see how they got on. How did you find your first race?
Loved it, absolutely loved it, yeah. Got a very good start, had a bit of a spin halfway through the race, but managed to get going again, so ends well, so that's good.
You finished really far up for your first race, well done.
It went well, we had a good start, I was running fourth, and I thought I might go a bit higher, but ego got the better of me and I tried a bit too hard and span it, but come back to sixth, I think, so yeah, really pleased.
Well, I did the cup race, we had a clutch problem and we had to retire, but in the first sprint race I think I was fifth.
Oh, brilliant. Have you been racing for a while, or is this your first time racing at all?
My first full season of racing this year. I've been doing the MX5 Championship up until now, and I'm having a look at this, maybe with a view to doing it next year.
So you are looking maybe to do it next year, do you reckon?
I think it's quite possible, because I've really enjoyed it today, and it's been a lot of fun, and obviously very competitive racing, close racing. And
Stuart, it's your first race for the Lotus. How are you enjoying it so far?
It's been a fantastic weekend. I have a really good time. I just stay on track and not getting too many people's way, so happy days.
What's made you start so late in the season?
I've got two cars. I'm running two cars, and this one I got frustrated waiting for the other car to be ready, so I got this, which was my road car, and made it ready for racing. So I had it prepared for racing. So here I am.
Will you be joining us again next season?
Absolutely, no question about it. Already registered.
Sadly, it's the last race of the year, and after speaking to all the drivers, they've all had a fantastic season and will be joining us next year. So let's see who's going to take home that trophy.
Thanks, Amy. We have had some excellent racing this year from the Lotus Track Elise Trophy, some of the finest in the UK, and will we end the season on a high? Well, it's the reverse grid for race 2, and Ken Savage lines up in pole. Will he be able to make amends to that disappointment for the Lotus Cup UK? John Lemaster alongside him on the front row of the grid. Dave Carr and Andrew Wright look out row 2, and then Stuart Rowland, race 1 winner, starts 10th. We're just about ready for the off. Eyes to the gauge time, out go the lights, and away we go here at Brands Hatch for the final time this season, accelerating on towards Paddock Hill Bend, and it's Savage who's got the jump in the yellow car, but then John Lemaster looking to the outside in the green machine through Paddock, but Savage just holding on. He's got the inside line, so he's going to lead the field up towards Drews for the first time of asking, and Andrew Wright looking for the move on John Lemaster. He's going to squeeze through Adam Busey, likewise doing the same to Warren Scott. Arms and elbows there, and Busey barging through. He gains the place, elevating himself up into 4th position. Scott in 5th, with then Steve Quick in 6th, although Dave Carr disputing that as they turn in towards Graham Hill Bend for the first time. Savage in the lead, trying to pull away from Andrew Wright in 2nd position. Again, a nice clean start, and the field really running as one long train. Steve Quick now finally sealing the deal on Dave Carr through Surtees, and Carr has got Martin Wheels as well, quite close onto his tail, very close in the top 10 on this first lap of the race as the sun sets over Brands Hatch. Always an iconic shot, that one. And Savage in the lead of the race with Andrew Wright in 2nd in hot pursuit. John Lemaster and Adam Busey vigorously disputing 3rd position, and Busey gets a good run through Paddock. He's going to run to the inside here of John Lemaster, climbing the hill towards Druids, and Busey is not going to be deterred. Up he goes, and into 3rd position Warren Scott, arriving at some speed in 5th, with then Steve Quick in 6th. Busey and Lemaster again swapping door handles down the hill towards Graham Hill Bend. This is a great showing for Adam Busey. He'll be very pleased with this, and John Lemaster slightly slower through Graham Hill Bend, and that brings Warren Scott into the mix, who looks to one side, looks to the other, can't squeeze through at Surtees. What about into Clearways? As off goes Busey. Busey flings it at the scenery. He's going to rejoin. I don't quite know how he managed to do that. Well, just as we were seeing his praises, curse the commentator, he spins himself down the field. He's going to rejoin just behind Frank Matthews in number 24. All of which rather helps Ken Savage at the head of the field as Steve Quick takes his turn to challenge John Lemaster into Paddock. Through he goes, and pulling away from John quite quickly, who is immediately under pressure from Dave Carr. I just wonder if John Lemaster might have a slight problem here, because he is slipping back through the pack. It's now the turn of Dave Carr to challenge, and then Stuart Rowland is next up in the queue. So you've got the lime green, and then the even limier, well, apple green car of Dave Carr through Graham Hill Bend. He can't, though, pick his way past John Lemaster. Phil Stratton Lake and Dan Plant also trying to make progress. Still Dave Carr getting a very good view of John Lemaster's rear spoiler, which isn't really the view he wants to see. He'd rather see the open road, because that means that he's made the move as Charlie Chase Gardner accelerates through Surtees. Stuart Rowland plots his move on Dave Carr, looking to the high line into Paddock. Are we going to see Dave Carr challenging John Lemaster on the inside? We'll find out in due course. Ken Savage continues to lead, and in dominant fashion though. Dave Carr didn't go through, he has to go defensive up the hill. Stuart Rowland to the outside, he goes past Dave Carr, probably. Has he gone past John Lemaster as well? No, he can't quite get on terms with John Lemaster, but he has gone right around the outside of Dave Carr. Super driving there from Stuart Rowland. So he now splits the green machine, although he's got enough grid in his car, he probably qualifies for this battle as he accelerates along the Cooper Straight on towards Surtees. To just scrub the speed off John Lemaster quite slow into the apex, but that means that he can hold a nice clean line through clearways and carry the momentum out onto the Brabham Straight. Accelerating past the MSV Centre, past the gravel trap, and now over the back of the grid actions. This is a good run possibly for Stuart Rowland. He's really in the slipstream behind John Lemaster. He pulls out nice and early, he goes high to the outside, looks to go right around John Lemaster. He can't quite do it. Lemaster is driving superbly here. He's not going out of his way to defend his position, but he's just making sure that those behind want to go past him. They've got to go around it, which is what Rowland does at Druitt. Right around the outside again from Stuart Rowland. Does he make it stick? He does. Brilliant drone from Stuart Rowland to gain the place off John Lemaster. 2 laps in a row Stuart Rowland's done that move at Druitt, but that was absolutely sensational stuff as he gains the place, and that moves him into 3rd position. He thoroughly deserves the trophy if he's able to hold that to the flag. That's not looking good for Steve Tranter. Flames pouring out of the back of the Exige. He's coming down the hill. I think he's looking for a marshal. He finds one with a fire extinguisher. Neatly parked. We've unfortunately also lost Greg Noble as well. Marshall's going to work, dousing the car in foam as Stuart Rowland is immediately onto the tail here as Steve Quick. What a storming drive from 10th in the grid. Stuart Rowland, who's that? It's Charlie Chase Gardner, who's stationary, middle of the road, and around goes Warren Scott in avoidance. And Gardner finds a gear. Warren Scott lucky to avoid him. And John Lemaster now being pressurised by Phil Stratton Lake. And Stratton Lake goes around the outside at Paddock Hill Bend. Brilliant move again from Phil Stratton Lake. John Lemaster is holding his line on the inside. He's making the others do it the hard way. We've seen Stuart Rowland and now Phil Stratton Lake just be prepared to take the risk and drive all the way around the outside. Ken Savage still leads it. Steve Quick in 2nd. Stuart Rowland in very close attendance on his tail. They flash through. Another lap consigned to the history books and on towards Paddock Hill Bend. In car with Stuart Rowland as we go over the crest at Paddock, down to the bottom of the hill, and then the long climb up towards Druitt. And at the moment, although Stuart Rowland is there or thereabouts, he's not really quite close enough, is he, to challenge Steve Quick. And we're into the very final stage of this race. Last time through Graham Hill Bend now for Ken Savage. And what a way to come back from the disappointment of the Lotus Cup UK, take a lights to flag victory in the final race of the season from the Lotus on Track Elise Trophy. Savage has only got clear ways to go. Turns through the right-hander now, plants his foot on the accelerator, and along the Brabham Straight. It's been an emphatic win for Ken Savage. He won the first race of the year at Snetterton, and he rounds out the season perfectly at Brands Hatch with a dominant victory. And what about Steve Quick? Does he hold on 2nd? He does, just from Stuart Rowland. Another lap, and that could have been very different. Ken Savage waving to the marshals in the crowd. He must have thoroughly enjoyed that, if nothing else, and Steve Quick. So here are the final classification, with Ken Savage taking the win from Steve Quick and Stuart Rowland in 3rd. Dave Carr in 4th, Andrew Wright an excellent 5th, Phil Stratton Lake in 6th, and John Lemaster holding on for 7th in the end from Dan Plant, Neil Stottert and Paul Baker. Ken Savage applauded onto the podium by his fellow competitors, a nice gesture, an excellent win to finish what has been a super season's racing.
Ken, I'm so happy for you after earlier in the UK, and now 1st place. Congratulations.
Thanks very much, and it's finished. You know, it's really helped lift my spirits.
Brilliant. How was the race for you? Again, you seem to make it look quite easy.
It was quite straightforward, really. I managed to get a good start, got in front, and just kept a reasonable pace. Just waiting for these guys to give me a challenge, but it didn't happen.
Steve, congratulations. I've been speaking to you a lot today. You must be thrilled.
Yes, brilliant end to the day. Tough race. Just kept it between the white lanes, and everybody else seemed to keep falling off. So no talent, no skill, just keeping it between the white lines. That's what I need to do to win the Lotus.
If I could just bottle up Brands Hatch and take it home, I would. I think I'll write a letter to Jonathan Palmer afterwards and ask him. But, you know, great race coming from 10th. Had some quick guys ahead of me, and typically the further up you get, the harder it is to pass. So more than happy with the podium. Cracking days racing, beautiful weather, fantastic.
Sadly, that's the end of the season this year. I've had a fantastic time, and I know that the drivers have as well. So join us next season for more races on Lotus on Track.